All right, what's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me, if you can hear me. What's up, Arena? You shouldn't be driving. What's up, Carson? What's up, Paula? What's up, Han? Nice to see you. We got Habib in the house. What's up, brother? We got Shane Giles. We got Renato, or maybe it's Renato. We got Charlene. We got Sue. Ellen, who doesn't look very impressed with me. Come on, Sue, give me some love. We got Michael McCoy up there. That's much better. Thank you. Happy Easter, happy Passover, happy whatever you're doing here. Happy AI ruling the world. Turn the cameras on. I got to see your faces or I'm going to start throwing people out. Martini, I threw 3 people out last time. I feel bad because I think when I throw them out of Zoom, they can never come on ever again either. So sorry, but turn cameras on because I got to see your faces. I get a lot of energy from you. This is probably the most important Zoom call I've done in a year, maybe the most important Zoom call I've done in my entire life. Because what I'm going to show you today is a very, very, very special opportunity. It's hot off the presses. I would ask that everyone here keeps this to themselves and keeps this information confidential. Will you do that for me? Just thumbs up if you can do that. Don't put your thumbs up if you're driving a car. If somebody hasn't put their thumbs up, Martini, just throw them out. We've only invited London Reelers who have been on our list now for some time. If you've noticed, this is not available on social media. This is not available for strangers because I'm going to be sharing some things that we need to keep quiet. Because as you might imagine, some of the AI investment opportunities are hot because everybody's trying to get into this field right now because it's literally changing the world. How many people here are a little concerned about AI taking over the world? Just hands up if you're a little worried about this. Okay, Shane is, Sue is, Pierre is, Richard is. No, Ian Lawrence is like, bring it, Brian. I can take them all, right? You're going to take all the AI bots, right? Okay. All right, I'm going to send them over to you, Ian, when they come over here knocking at my door, all right? I think this technology is very powerful, but it's also very scary. And when I listen to the people at the top of the field, like Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, when he's being interviewed, even he is scared, and he knows more than we know. And when you talk about Ilya, the CTO of OpenAI, he is scared as well. And it's noticeably the nervous tones they get in their voice when they're talking about this tech. And there's a lot of themes out there as far as it destroying humanity. We don't really talk about many technologies like that. The last thing that was like this was the atomic bomb. And a lot of the people that developed the bomb, like Oppenheimer back in the 1940s in the Manhattan Project in Los Alamos, New Mexico, he had a real moral problem the whole rest of his life because he said, I've just created something that will potentially destroy humanity. I think we're talking about something similar here with AI, which is why what I'm going to show you tonight is so important, because what we've found is a way to build AI in a decentralized open source manner. Because right now, AI is being controlled by Microsoft, by Google, by Meta. How many people here want AI to be controlled by those corporations in our future? Thumbs up if you're really excited for Zuckerberg to control that. No? Okay, Ian's like, well, maybe, Brian, it could be that bad. All right, so yeah, I don't trust him either. I don't trust him with our metaverse. I don't trust him with my data. I don't trust him with my health, and I don't trust him with my AI. So we're going to talk about this tonight. I'm going to go through a lot of information fast. I've just been working on this presentation all morning. It's hot off the presses, and it's like, it's that hot. All right, so pay attention, take notes. Last chance to turn cameras on. I'm going to throw some people out. I'm sorry. Gordon Richards, you're going to go, buddy. I'm sorry. I got to see your face. Gordon, you're gone. Sorry, buddy. Gone. I'm going to throw out a couple other people here. Let me see. Darcy, got to turn that camera on. Darcy, you're gone. I'm sorry. Don VP. I'm sorry, Martini. Should I slow down a little bit here? I mean, I put a tie on. It's a Friday night here. If the people aren't going to turn their cameras on. Sorry, Don, you're gone. All right, so turn some cameras on. I'll try to just kill a few of the people here. But yeah, sorry, I had to just take those people out there. But just want to see just everybody paying attention because I put a lot of effort in this, and this information is really important, and I think it really could change your life as well. So turn those cameras on. I am seeing your comments as well. Looks like Han thinks yes, AI is something to be frightened with. Carson says no. Vera says no. Somebody said they're in bed with COVID. Turn your camera on. We'll see you in bed with COVID. It's okay, Ingrid. I don't mind. What else? Eddie says yes. Shashank says it's the future of technology. Aaron said we can no longer solve the problems of the human brain using the human brain. So, yeah, I can work with that. I like that, Aaron. Do you work for OpenAI? I appreciate what they're doing. I've been using the technology a lot, but I'm going to drop a lot of science. So is everybody ready here? We're going to move super fast, okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to drop into this presentation. Oh my gosh. Your lives will never be the same again after this. Okay, how many people can see this scary but good-looking guy here on the screen? Thumbs up if you can see him. This is my alter AI ego brother, twin brother, right? Brian the Rose. All right. And tonight is our presentation of how to invest in the hottest artificial intelligence project in the world. I'm going to share with you that towards the end of the presentation. I will literally show you a pitch deck. Like I said, please keep this to yourself. If you're interested in investing in this project, I will show you how in the end. If you're interested in learning about AI, you will do that on this call. So listen, because I'm talking with people on the cutting edge, and I've got a guest in my studio Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., who will also be talking about AI, but it's someone you haven't heard of before or heard from before, and they think they're going to disrupt this entire industry. So let's jump into this. Tonight, I want to talk about three things, okay? I want to explain how we can understand the trends, what's actually happening in AI. This space changes every week. Every week it changes, right? It's amazing. So if you think you knew what was going on, in December when ChatGPT came out, if you thought ChatGPT 3.5 was good, well, guess what? 4's out, and all these other things are happening. Anybody play with Midjourney? Anybody play with Character AI? Anybody play with Replica? Anybody play with Descript? There's so many plugins now, your head's spinning right now, okay? Stability AI, all these things. Number two, we're gonna identify the opportunities. And number three, we're gonna show you how to make the investment. Actually be a part of this. There are not many ways to invest in AI right now. Put your hands up if you know what I'm talking about. There are not many ways. Anybody here got an invitation to invest in OpenAI? Raise your hand if you did. Anybody? No, you didn't, because you're not allowed. Microsoft wants 10 billion of it. They don't want anybody else to have it. You will never have the chance to invest in OpenAI. That train has left the station. So there's not many opportunities out there, but we have one of them. All right. So I'm going to show you how to make the investment, pull the trigger, and create generational wealth. There's really three things you can do with AI, right? You can get frightened. You can bury your head in the sands. The second thing you can do is find a way to invest in it. And the third thing you can do is just plug in, strap on your seatbelt, and enjoy the craziest ride of your life. I'd like to do the last two steps personally. I'd like to invest in it and then enjoy the ride. And again, whatever investments you have right now, I would argue that none of them matter when it comes to an AI investment, because you might own a company right now that might be completely useless in 6 months' time. Same with your real estate. Same with whatever you're doing, might be useless in 6 months' time or 12 months' time. So let's jump into this. And by the way, this quarter, we're investing in 3 deals. We're putting $3 million into these companies. So we're very, very active investors. We've been doing this for a while, and I'll tell you more about how we do that later. So let's jump into this, including I'm going to show you what I'm calling the OpenAI killer. And this deal is closing soon, and I'll be telling you a lot about it tonight. So let's jump into it, and let's look at some of the stats. First of all, we all know ChatGPT, 100 million users in 2 months after its launch. 0 to 100 million users in 2 months. This is the fastest adoption of technology in human history. Thumbs up if you know what I'm talking about. Anybody here? Pierre, you know what I mean? Jane Giles, Emma, Sue Ellen, you feeling me? Kevin Pickles, you with me? Habib, you got me, brother? 100 million users, folks. This does not happen in tech ever this fast, not even close that fast. You got to pay attention to this. All right. BBC news headline out today. Oh no, out just a few days ago. Should we shut down AI? Everyone is so terrified of it, they want to shut it down, right? You heard about this letter that was signed by 1,000 AI scholars. They want to shut this thing down. Who here thinks we should shut it down? Thumbs up if you think we should. Can I just see a poll? Pierre says we should. Do you think they're going to shut it down in China, Pierre? No, they're not. They're going to double down in China. So somebody's going to make it. Would you rather we do it or they do it? Whatever that means. Look, the problem is you can't put this genie back in the bottle. That's the problem with this. So next, how ChatGPT kicked off an AI arms race. This is an AI arms race. Another article in the New York Times today talking about how Google and Microsoft used to have these committees, and they would review technology for 6 months and 12 months and 2 years before releasing it to the world. All those committees have been abolished in AI. It's now an arms race. Every day counts. I was at an AI meetup on Wednesday where I was talking about the deal I'm going to show you. And the COO there, she said, Brian, this is every day counts. It's not about get back to me in a week. It's like, get back to me tomorrow. Every day counts in this race. Sam Altman, that tweet below, the CEO of OpenAI, said, if you think that you understand the impact of AI, you do not understand it. Has everybody got that? If you think that you don't understand, then you probably understand what's going on here. Put your hands up if you kind of know what he's talking about here, right? So anybody who tells me they're not worried or they got this, no, you don't get it. Anybody who tells me that they got a problem. I was with some very, very top names in AI on Wednesday, and I asked a lot of them point blank. I looked right in their eyes. I said, are you scared? almost every single one of them looked at me and said, yes, I'm scared. And these are proud, bold, strong people that probably aren't scared of much in their lives. They said they're scared. That's the right answer, by the way. You should be scared of this, but not paralyzed. Next thing, our illustrious president in America said it could be a danger to society. Yeah, it probably could. I don't know if the government's going to be able to do anything about it, but everyone is noticing this. And the governments are way slow and way stupider than anyone else, and they still get it. So we know what's going on here, okay? And again, ChatGPT is just the beginning of the AI economy. There's a lot more going on out there, but OpenAI has a massive head start, but there's a lot of other protocols falling into place. But none of them really have solved the actual issue of AGI, artificial general intelligence, which we will talk about towards the end of this presentation. So Sam Altman recently said, and he predicted that AI would either end the world. Again, this is the guy working on the technology with the coal face, right? He knows exactly what's happening here. He said it's going to either end the world or we're going to make tons of money. One of the two, okay? I don't know which one. Who would rather it end the world? Raise your hand if you want to do that. Who wants to make a lot of money and position it for the future in a decentralized way? All right, well, then you're on the right call. All right, if you don't, then you should just leave the call. So let's talk to some experts. This is Dr. Ben Goertzel. He's the CEO and chief scientist of SingularityNet. Raise your hand if you know Ben. He's been a good friend of the show now for 4 years, and we're getting to know SingularityNet better and better and better. Ben has been dropping science on me for a long time in this space, and he's one of the most respected scientists when it comes to AI. He's been doing AI for like 30 years before anybody was thinking about it back then. He also has a really good way of looking at it. He's not doomsday. He's not overly optimistic. And he wants to do this in the right way. And he also has always been about decentralization, right? Not putting the knowledge in the hands of a few powerful corporations. His token has gone up 10x in the last 3 months. All right. So I don't know, anybody here own SingularityNet tokens? All right. This is not investment advice, but it's up 10x. Why? Well, because everyone realizes this is hot. And guess what else? There are very few investment opportunities in AI. Most of them are gone, or you have to be Andreessen Horowitz or something else to do it. So that's why this is hot right now. Now, look, Ben was here 4 years ago, and I want to let you know what he was saying 4 years ago. Now, there's real context to this, and this is really important because I'm going to show you what he also recently said, and then I'm going to share something that basically Ben just gave me a couple days ago, and that all of this has context. So this is what Ben was telling me when he came on my show 4 years ago. Listen to what he said.
Once you get AIs that are massively smarter than we are, we're in a domain where we're not going to be able to predict what happens. That is scary, but it probably won't stop the singularity.
The development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race.
2029, we get AIs as smart as people. By 2045, we have AIs boundlessly more intelligent. Whatever happens with the superintelligence, its mind state will be conditioned by the earlier AIs. What is AI mostly being used for on the planet Earth right now?
Drones, tanks, and automated gun machines could allow war to be fought on a scale greater and faster than ever before.
Selling, spying, killing, and gambling are the primary goals and values in the mind of the first superintelligence. I mean, we're not setting the best example in terms of the way human society is being regulated right now, nor the way we treat non-human life forms on the planet. What if the AI treats us the way we treat less intelligent animals? We want them to be more compassionate to us than we are to each other. The attitude of wanting to foster connectivity of all sentient beings is quite important. If we can get that attitude into our super AIs, we're going to be a lot better off. I want people to start deeply thinking and to start learning and studying and to be figuring out how they can best contribute, just as I've done in my own life. May you live in interesting times. It'll be even more interesting.
All right, do we like Ben Goertzel? Thumbs up if we like his energy. Is this the guy you want advising us on AI in the future? Probably more so, I think, than a lot of other people, right? I'm kind of feeling him. So that's what I'm thinking. And I also want to just say that he came back on the show, all right? So let me just show you a little bit about what he did afterwards, okay? So let me just show this. So that was then. Then Ben came back a few months ago, all right? And we went a little bit deeper on what he wanted to do. And I want to share with you how everything changed in 4 years and how post ChatGPT, how he changed all of his numbers. Now, I don't know if you heard what he said, but he said by 2029, we should have something as smart as humans. And by 2045, we should have something significantly more smart than humans. Did everybody catch that? That's what he was saying. Watch what he said when he came back on recently, all right? Because it was a slightly different tune because everything has been accelerated. Again, Ben has dedicated 30 years of his life to doing this. I trust his intuition on this more than I do a lot of other people. He's also been doing this in a decentralized fashion, for a long, long, long time. So I just want to share with you the second thing of what he said. Hold on one second. And here is Ben from, yes, here he is. So this has been recently.
We are leaping into the great unknown, creating machines that are much smarter than us. This is either exciting or frightening or both, depending on your personality.
Will AI exterminate humanity?
Eliezer Yudkowsky, a decade or two ago, he said, the AI does not love you. The AI does not hate you, but it can use your atoms for something else. Actually, my view tends to be that AI is the greatest hope we have to save humanity from exterminating itself.
I don't think anyone in the world understands how this will be the most transformational time in human history.
I have a 5-year-old son, a 1-year-old daughter, and a 4-year-old granddaughter. By the time they're turned 18, the whole texture of human life and the nature of the world they grow up into is going to be incredibly different from the world that we see now. Like, they're never going to have to get jobs. On the whole, I'm an optimist. I have a spiritual or intuitive feeling that things are going to come out awesomely in the next 10 years. We're going to overcome material scarcity. We're going to create machines that can feed into our brains via brain-computer interfacing and help uplift human consciousness. And we're going to port into virtual worlds and achieve like states of intelligence and awareness going way beyond anything we can imagine now. So that's what the Captain Kirk in my head thinks. We're on the verge of engineered utopia. It's incredible. It's a remarkably weird and fortuitous thing to be living at such a time.
Booyah. All right, we like him, Ben. We're feeling Ben. You're getting to know Ben. Like, he's got a 5-year-old. I got a 5 and a 6-year-old as well. And I am worried. And he said he thinks it's going to save humanity. But he also said the AI, Emma and Joanna and Habib, it might have better use of your atoms. So you just don't know what it wants to do, right? So let's go a little bit deeper into what Ben said, because I think he made some really good points that you're probably not going to hear anywhere else. So this is what he said as far as a synopsis, all right? He said, Google is dead. Web 2 companies like Google, like Facebook, like Amazon are going to struggle developing AGI, right? That's what he believes. He says that nasty, selfish people are going to use narrow AI to exert their own greed and control over other people. Just raise your thumbs up if you know what he's talking about or you agree with this, right? So if you're first to market, you can really dominate these industries. You can put a lot of people out of work and you could just literally control things because you have such a powerful weapon. It's a lot like having a nuclear bomb. You can threaten people and really push them around. He believes the dominance of narrow AI will determine what he calls the pre-singularity, which will create the singularity. So that means the people that own the narrow AIs, like the Microsoft of the world, they can literally choose what's going to happen next because they're going to dominate the world for the next 5 years. And they're going to train those AGIs. It's a little scary, okay? What else does he say? Governments are unlikely to make breakthroughs because they're too conservative and too stupid. We've already seen that with regulation. He says AI will build the metaverse. More on that later. We agree. Will AI annihilate humanity? And he said it's entirely possible. You can't rule it out. We have to be prepared. This stuff is moving very fast, folks. I've never seen anything like this in my life. And it definitely has me concerned. If you fast forward a year from now, our lives are going to be significant. There's going to be entire industries that are going to be out of work, entire industries in a year from now. So this is happening fast and you just need to be aware of it and be positioned is what you need to do. So let's get into a little bit more BuzzFeed. It went up 150% this stock. This is a major stock traded like on the NASDAQ. And it basically says that they're seeing that basically AI powered content is going to be a massive part of their business, right? How many people here have played with ChatGPT 4, by the way? Put your hands up, or ChatGPT. Can I just see hands? A few people. I mean, I will never pay money for a copywriter ever again. There's no need. It's better than any copywriter I've ever had. And I've had some of the best in the world. It's incredible. So why would these companies do this? They've already had the Telegraph here, one of the major newspapers in England. They're already writing articles with the AI. All right, this is happening. Yahoo Finance says 90% of online content could be AI generated by 2025. Can you imagine, folks? 90%. How many people think 90% of video content is going to be AI generated in 2 years? Anybody here? Maybe. Will I be AI? Raise your hand if you think I'll be AI in 2 years. Maybe. You might like me better, right? I might be nicer. Maybe. Maybe I'll be meaner. Microsoft is beating Google at its own game, right? Microsoft was the ugly stepchild of the West Coast for the past 20 years, right? That was your grandpa's company. Old news, right? Nothing innovative, nothing on the internet, blah, blah, blah. Not anymore. They're back. And guess what, folks? It's payback time. They're going to make these companies bleed through the eyeballs. A little bit more about that now. ChatGPT is going to kill search, right? It's going to kill Google. Everyone's trying to invest in this, but there's no companies out there to invest in. Microsoft put $10 billion additional dollars in ChatGPT. This is Microsoft Silicon Valley slayer. They're going to kill everybody with this tech, and they're way ahead. Has anybody seen Google, Bard, and all this nonsense? Failure, public failure, demonstration, failure. Nobody's coming near this right now. It's dangerous times. I want to play with you a short video of Satya Nadella. Of course, when he was hanging out with your buddies at the World Economic Forum, right, Habib? Those your guys, Joanna, those your guys, right? Look, it's none of my business if you go to the WEF. I try to stay away. But I want to share with you this video because I've never seen Satya so confident with so much swag. Watch this guy, all right? He knows he's on top of the world. He's about to dominate everybody.
I would say, we're still waiting for the Industrial Revolution to reach some large parts of the world 250 years after. The internet maybe took 30 years. Maybe the cloud and mobile took 15 years. And now I think we're talking months, which to me, I think is perhaps the benefit. We shouldn't take something like AI safety as a core consideration right, at the design time. The ChatGPT moment has, I think, captured people's imagination. But we started the work with OpenAI, I would say 3.5 years ago, when we started building the AI supercomputer in Azure to train these large models. When you look at GPT-3 to 3.5 to what's coming, these are non-linear developments, so they're showing emergent capability. But the fact is that these things by themselves are becoming platforms that I think truly can make a difference.
All right, does anybody notice that? Doesn't he seem like he's about to slay everybody there? I've never seen that man so confident, all right? Now let me show you why, and let's just quickly review some of the things he said because it's really important. So look what he's talking about when it comes to the AI, and these stats are almost kind of shocking with what he's talking about. So if you look at this, he says the Industrial Revolution took 250 years. The internet took 30 years. The mobile phone took 15 years. AI is now happening in months. Months. This is an unheard of acceleration when it comes to the adoption of a technology like this. And guess what? Satya is all over it. They got the billions of dollars to back it up, and they want to dominate the world with it. This is something to be very, very concerned about because they're rolling this out in Azure, which plugs into every single corporation in the world that uses Microsoft, which is basically every corporation in the world. It's now going right into everyone's email, to everyone's everything. And it's going to be rolling out. It's already rolling out to you as the customer in some way, shape, or form. And every day it gets stronger, every day. So again, I want to talk about today these three things. How can we understand the trends? How can we identify the opportunities? And how can we make the investment in this technology? If you're not invested in this, I think you're going to get left behind, period. I think you're going to get left behind. And I don't care if you happen to own some Tesla shares, or you own some gold, or you own some Bitcoin. Well, whoop-dee-doo. Because without an AI investment, you could be left behind in the next 12 months, let alone the next 3 years when everything changes. After 3 years, I have no idea. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So let's get up to speed very quickly here. All right, take notes if you need to. AI is taking over industries like healthcare, finance, transportation. But here's the big surprise. It's taking over law and computer programming. How many people have seen ChatGPT write computer code? Put your thumbs up if you knew it was doing that. When I was at MIT, all the smart kids studied computer science. I wasn't one of them. Those guys went on to make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, right, in technology. I know them all. Guess what? I never thought their jobs would be taken. What about lawyers, right? Everyone knows lawyers are one of the highest paid professions in the world. Who would have thought this would have taken them out first, but it's happening. And that's why we can't predict what's going to go on there. All right. This is how fast this market's expanding. I just actually looked at this graph and it's already been revised up. It was revised up again 2 weeks ago. It was revised up from there a month ago. This is going to be a 2 trillion plus market by 2030. And the next time I give this presentation, it's going to be a 3 trillion market. All right. This is moving so fast. It's not even funny. All right. It's exponential, and we don't understand exponential as humans. So what are we doing here in London Real and London Real Ventures? I'll tell you what we're doing. We're investing in these technologies. All right. We're looking at the ones that are disrupting markets and creating new opportunities. That's what they do. Specifically we're looking at Web3, Metaverse, and AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, different than ChatGPT, which is a narrow AI. And I'll explain the difference shortly. Mark Andreessen, one of the biggest and most prominent and most intelligent venture capitalists out there, says we're entering an AI-powered golden age. But he sees it not just for tech, he sees it for art, music, software. This thing can write screenplays, it can tell jokes, it can write music now. It can do text to video now. You type in a piece of text, it makes a video for you. This is not a joke, folks. This is happening. This wasn't the case 2 months ago. Now you have text to video. Okay, it's not the best, but in a month it will be. Pretty soon you won't be able to recognize anything you're seeing out there, or you won't know it's not AI generated. When I was at MIT last year, I took my daughter to go to Boston because she's just started school there. Not at MIT, but at a school in Boston. I stopped by MIT. I went and saw some friends of mine at Sloan School of Management, some of my old professors, and they said, Brian, an AI productivity boom is coming. I went to my fraternity house full of young men about to leave the Institute. Where are they going? When I left, I went to Wall Street. Some of my other frat brothers, back when I left, they went to computer science, right? Some went to management consulting. Where are they going now? They're all going into AI. Big surprise, right? That's where all the opportunity is. That's where all the money is. 2 years ago, they were all going into blockchain and crypto. Now they're going into AI. This is happening, folks. This is prescient. Listen to this. No matter what job you have, your operation will be AI powered within 5 years. I say 3 years. And machines will be doing your job in the future. Raise your hands if you think a machine will be doing your job in the next 3 years. Be honest. Put your hands up. What if it's a possibility? What if they do 70% of your job? Yeah, if you're shaking your head, I go back to that Altman quote. They'll be doing a chunk of your job. Right now, they could be doing 50% of your job right now. I don't care who you are. They could be. So again, AI is going to greatly improve efficiency and productivity, but it's going to drastically alter the workforce, the population, and society forever. I think we're going to see riots. I think we're going to see protests. I think we're going to see a massive disruption of our societal structure. And here's the news, folks. Universal basic income ain't going to cut it. It's not going to do it. And so we have to be prepared for this. It's going to get hectic, real hectic. And it's not obvious who's going to be replaced and who's going to be unemployed. I really don't know. I don't know if I will be. Maybe I will be. I can tell myself that I won't be. I'm unique. I'm an influencer, blah, blah, blah. Really? I don't know. Maybe AI can do a better job of delivering information and education. I don't know. I'm trying to be open-minded. But look, we've decided that 2023 is the year of AI. And our mission here at London Real is to create generational wealth now for our students. That's what we're doing this year. That's my main priority. And we're gone all in on this. Luckily, we've been doing this for 2 years in the blockchain space, so we're very good at this now. But it's perfect timing for us. We've been preparing probably 12 years for this moment, and I want to show you why. This is London Real Ventures. Give me thumbs up if you even knew we had a London Real Ventures. Anybody new here that we've been investing in companies now for 2 years? Okay. So we are the world's first media-powered investment firm. No other investment firm has a media channel our size that can feature companies, feature CEOs, show their brands and vision, and deliver them potentially 5 million customers like that. We can do that. I love Mark Andreessen. He's amazing, but I'm sorry, A16Z, you don't have a media company. We do, all right? And that's what we do. Money isn't enough. These companies need customers, community, and cash flow. I've got 5 million customers globally. I got 1 billion views from my platform. You see these gentlemen here? These are the CEOs of the companies we've invested in. I bring them on, I sit them in the studio. They get watched by hundreds of thousands of people. Guess what? It's no surprise. that these companies got tens of millions of dollars of investment right after they came on my show. Funny that. They also got customers. They were able to hire some of the hottest talent out there. And we continue to support these companies as they evolve. It's a win-win-win situation. And that's why we're seeing the hottest deal flow in town. And that's why I'm even able to show you the deal tonight. If I didn't have London Real and we didn't have London Real Ventures, I'd have nothing to talk to you tonight except for my opinion on AI. And that's not good enough. So let me show you more. You've got to pull the trigger when it comes to these things. You can't just talk about investing. You got to pull the trigger, and I'm going to show you how we do it. First of all, we identify the best opportunities. This is a slew of AI companies out there. Has anyone heard of these? DALL-E, Stable Fusion, right? Jasper, we know that. We know Descript. We know Lens AI. We know Whisper. A lot of these might sound familiar, okay? Everybody and their mother is coming up with AI alternatives. So we look at them, we identify the best opportunities, the ones we think will scale and that can compete and potentially be open AI killers. Then we look at their performance, okay? This is a blockchain protocol called Cortex, all right? It's done okay, but it's only done a few X return, okay? It's decentralized world computer capable of running AI and AI-powered dApps. What else? Some of you have heard of Fetch. Fetch has gone up 3X. That's not bad. Peer-to-peer applications with automation and AI. But what I'm looking for 300X returns. I'm not interested in 3X returns. And I'm going to show you how we do that. Anybody here interested in a 300X return? Anybody here? Come on, folks. You put in $1,000, you make $300,000. That's what we're looking to do. Well, guess what? I've got the specific investment type and we've got the technology, which is AI, and I'm going to show you how it's done. First of all, you got to put yourself out there. Otherwise, you're not going to see these deals. And that's what I've been doing for the past year and a half. When I'm not broadcasting at London Real, when I'm not teaching in my academy, I'm out on the road. This is me in Dubai 6 months ago. All right, I'm at GITEX. That's the largest technology conference in the world. 50,000 companies were there, including AI companies, blockchain, Web3, Metaverse companies. This is me on the left with some of the top crypto influencers in the world with millions and millions and millions of followers. Carl the Moon, Pitboy Crypto. This is me in the middle with Dr. Marwan Al-Zarouni, one of the top people in the Dubai government when it comes to digital Dubai and all things blockchain, AI, you name it. And in the bottom and the right, I'm hanging out with influencers. I'm hanging out with some of the VCs that are investing in this space. This is me last year in Paris at the Blockchain Summit. I'm at private dinners. I'm shooting movie footage for documentary. I'm doing broadcasts. In the upper right-hand corner are our portfolio companies. You can see there members from Swissborg, one of our investments, members from Cross the Ages, which is one of our CEOs. This is what we're doing. Of course, I'm in London at Token 2049 here. You can see Sammy Schlagu of Cross the Ages in the middle, one of our portfolio companies. They're about to debut. It's going to be a massive return, that company. In the bottom right and the upper left is Yat Stu, head of Animoca Brands, who believes in an open metaverse. He does not want Mark Zuckerberg of Meta to control your metaverse. He wants it open, just like Ben wants AI open. I like people like this. This is what London Real is all about. We democratize information. We believe in freedom of speech. We believe in financial freedom. Hell, I believe in free and fair elections. When I was running to be mayor of London, the police tried to shut me down. They didn't want me running. So this is what I do. I'm out there pressing the flesh. And of course, I was in Paris last week, hanging out with some of the top people in the world. In the middle is Tim Draper, one of the legendary investors in Silicon Valley, has made tens of billions of dollars. Down in the bottom center is Dan Tapiero, just raised $1 billion fund. He's raising another $1 billion to invest in blockchain and Web3. And the bottom right, I'm hanging out with guys from the Sandbox. Bottom right is, again, the Swissborg CEO. I'm out there pressing the flesh to find these opportunities. That's what we do here. Otherwise, they're not going to drop in your lap. But there's more. You've got to understand the financial tools. And I'm going to show you how we can make these massive returns on our investments. You do it with early stage investing, okay? Early stage artificial intelligence, it's the hottest opportunity happening in 2023. What is early stage? You buy these companies at super low valuation. By doing so, you see the biggest gains. And you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Now, wait a second. Don't get me wrong, folks. This is high risk stuff. You do not put your entire savings in this stuff. This is high risk, but it's high reward. And we believe the reward outweighs the risk. Does that make sense to everybody here? Just thumbs up if that makes sense. But folks, you don't need much. You only need one of these things. Like I said, 300X investment, a $10,000 investment makes you $3 million. You don't need much in these things, and it can change your entire future, your children's future. What is early stage funding? How many people know what early stage funding is? Raise your hand if you've heard of early stage funding. This is when you invest in the startup. Okay. There's 3 stages of early stage funding. There's seed funding when there's just an idea. 12 years ago, I had an idea for London Real, right? That's all it was. It was an idea in my head. I gave myself seed funding because I had made some money in the banking industry. So the banks technically funded all of this. I'm sure they like this right now. Seed funding is when you have no product, maybe no company, but just an idea. Startup funding is when you're trying to get those first 10 customers. Early growth funding is when you're trying to get those first 100 or 1,000 customers. Does that make sense to everybody here? Yes? Okay. Let me be clear. In all of these scenarios, the company is cash flow negative. They are not making money. Is that clear to everybody? It's important to understand this. Otherwise, why would they want your money? Why would they give you any of the profits, right? You got to take a chance. So you're investing in companies that are currently losing money, like all great companies, right? All the great companies of the world started off this way. Anybody want to see an example? Let me show you an example. This is a perfect example. Pay attention. Raise your hand if you know who these men are, or one of them at least. Know this company? Yes? Okay. This is Facebook, now known as Meta. I heard they're changing their name to AI next because they're looking for a business model that works. This is Mark Zuckerberg on the left, Peter Thiel on the right, one of the legendary Silicon Valley investors. How did Peter Thiel turn $500,000 into $1 billion? Anybody want to know? This is a good investment. Let's go in and look at how. So in 2004, Peter Thiel invested $500,000 in Facebook via early stage equity private placement. Let me repeat that. Early stage equity private placement. This is right. Early stage funding, what I was talking about. At the time, it valued the company at $10 million. He put $500,000 in to value the company at $10 million. Here's a bonus question for you smart folks out there. What percentage of the company did he buy? Anyone want to guess? Was it 1%? Was it 10%? Come on, who's paying attention out there? Come on, who's paying attention? Come on, Yvette, you got those fancy sunglasses. You paying attention? 5%. Does everybody see that? $500,000 is 5% of 10 million. If he had given him $1 million, it would have been 10%. You with me, Yvette? You look pretty smart, Yvette, right? That's how we did it, okay? What happened? 8 years later, Facebook went public, baby. 2012, they sold their company to the public. Now, Yvette, you can get some of this. Joanna, you can have some. Emma, you can buy some Facebook now, but guess what? It's going to cost you more. Now we're valuing it at $100 billion now. You're going to pay a little bit more than Peter Thiel did, okay? This actually happened in 2012. What did we learn from this? Well, Peter Thiel made a 2,300 on his investment. That's a 230,000% return. Has anyone here ever met anybody that had a 230,000% return on an investment? Seriously. I worked on Wall Street. I worked in Chicago. I worked in the city of London for 15 years at the highest levels of international finance. I never once met anybody that made 230,000% return. And look at Peter, he's laughing all the way to the bank. Guess what happened after they went public? Anyone want to guess? Kevin, you want to guess? David, you want to guess? Ludit, you want to guess? The stock went down, right? So right when Yvette got your chance to buy it, guess what happens? It goes down. Of course it goes down because the public, you never get offered any good deals. By the way, did anybody here get the phone call in 2004 to invest in Facebook? Anybody here? No? Of course you didn't, because you don't have a private Swiss banker. You're not buddies with Peter Thiel. You don't hang out at the social clubs in Silicon Valley. So you don't get to see it. Guess what? They sell it to you when it goes public, and what happens? The price goes down. Or who knows? Maybe David and Ludit, you guys are high-fiving each other because you made 2x on your IPO. Hey, we made 2x on our IPO. Let's pop the bottles. Meanwhile, Peter Thiel's like, yeah, I made 2,000x. Suckers. What's the conclusion? The rich get richer with deal flow. A simple $10,000 investment would have made $23 million. Who here could have put 10 grand in this deal? Come on, who could have scraped that money together? Anybody? Raise your hand. If your hand's not up, come on, what's wrong with you? 23 million. Now, come on, Yvette, you look like you live a little large. Maybe that's not enough to retire on, but at least you can get that boat. Maybe get a house or two. I don't know. So maybe it doesn't set you up for life, but it's a start. And what else did we learn from this? The wealthy invest in early stage deals. And guess what? The public markets are for suckers. When you go to buy Tesla on the NASDAQ, oh, I hope it goes up. Guess what? That's when someone like Peter Thiel is selling his shares to you. Okay? The public markets are sheep and sheep get slaughtered. That's the rule on Wall Street. We all know that on Wall Street. Anytime that you as a member of the retail public can buy into these companies, someone else is taking a profit. Is that clear to everybody here? Okay? So if you want these massive returns like 300x, 500x, 1000x, or in this case, 2300x, you have to be in on early stage deal flow. All right? That's what I want you to know today. That's the lesson today. Okay? You've got to take risks though if you want the upside. It's not going to come sit on your lap, and you're sure as hell aren't going to be able to buy it on the stock market. By the way, this happens in crypto. Raise your hand if you own some crypto. Anybody here own some Bitcoin, some Ethereum? Anybody? Come on. I'm not going to report you to Gary Gensler. Don't worry. All right. Pre-selling is the same thing on the blockchain. Same thing. Okay. It's called it's a pre-sale token where they offer tokens at a pre-sale price before they go into their IDO or ICO for the public. Okay. Does anybody here know Solana? Raise your hand if you've heard of Solana or you own Solana. Come on, put your hands up. Ooh, look at Sue Ellen with the Solana. All right, I feel you. Guess what? You see this circle here, Sue Ellen? 4 cents. That's where they sold Solana tokens back in 2018. 4 cents. Sue Ellen, did you buy it at 4 cents? I know I'm sorry to do this to you, but I know you didn't. But guess what, Sue Ellen? This is all on the blockchain. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. Look at the red circle, move to the right a little bit. Look what it says. Keep moving. It says they raised, does everybody see $3.17 million? They sold 79,300,000 tokens. Can everybody see this to the right? By the way, this is typical. These companies don't raise a lot of money. They raise 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. That's how they do. You don't have a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money when you're starting off. But these tokens were sold. This is on the blockchain, by the way. You can go check this. It's all public record. And guess what happened? Guess what happened, Sue Ellen? Now Solana's at $23. You probably bought it somewhere around there, maybe, right? Meanwhile, these people in pre-sale, they got a 59,000% return. That's 600x on their money. 600x. Okay? That's a lot of money. $10,000 gets you 6 million in that deal. So this is happening all the time, but you don't even know about it. You get Solana, Sue Ellen, when the public gets to buy it. And guess what? The person that bought it at 4 cents sells it to you. So this is why Wall Street doesn't like me, because I'm telling you things the bankers don't like to tell the public. When you get sold something on Wall Street, it's when someone else is taking profits. Is that clear to everybody? That's the one lesson I want everybody to go away with. So how can we use this to our advantage and force multiply it with artificial intelligence? Now you're talking. Let's go. Here we go. By the way, just as an aside, when it comes to ChatGPT and OpenAI, this is just a graph of how fast this technology was adopted. Again, 0 to 1 million users. On the left, we see Netflix. Can everybody see that? 3.5 years it took them to go from 0 to 1 million users. Airbnb, 2.5 years. Facebook, 10 months. iPhone, only 74 days. ChatGPT actually took 4 days. 4 days to get to 1 million users. 60 days to get to 100 million users. The fastest adoption of technology in human history. Like, you just have to check yourself on this. My conclusion is it's not what you know, it's who you know. Who agrees with that? It's not what you know, it's who you know. You got to know who has the deal. And guess what? Tonight, you know me. So that's pretty special, isn't it? Well, let me show you something. All right. This is what we do in the background. This is the selection, a snapshot of 175 pitch decks of deals that my investment club have evaluated in the past 12 months. These are just some of the screenshots of Metaverse companies, of blockchain protocols, of Web3 companies, of AI companies that we have been evaluating. We speak to a CEO every single week live on Zoom. The CEO comes in and they pitch my entire group and I grill them on their business model. I ask them hard questions and see if they waver and see if they have game, if they have a vision, if they can answer my questions. That's how we find these deals. This is our deal flow monitor. This has every single deal, every single blockchain, every single equity agreement, every single pre-sale token agreement, how much money they're raising, what their fully diluted value of their company is. We track every single detail inside. You need to learn from the best if you want to do this stuff, period. That's the only way to learn this stuff. We are currently investing $3 million in the next quarter in these deals. We are active investors. I don't teach this stuff. What do they say? Those who can't do teach. Well, we do both here. All right. Because I think it's really important to empower you with this knowledge. Otherwise, all the private bankers are going to make all the money. We're here to teach you if it's hot or if it's not. Once you spend a few months with us in the thing, you can tell like that. You know if a deal is hot or not, right? When you see it. And then what I'm going to show you in a couple minutes, if you can't tell this is hot, then you should just keep it moving. That's all I got to say. These are the deals we've been investing in. This is Orange Comet, okay? We just put $500,000 into this deal, all right? They are basically building Web3 and metaverses. They're ex-Hollywood folks that were making movies and television series that now have gone into the metaverse and dynamic NFT business, and they are hot, okay? They've just done Sir Anthony Hopkins NFT. They just announced they're doing a William Shatner NFT. They're working with the television show The Walking Dead and about 5 major Hollywood movie franchises that I can't even talk about. They're working with the NFL. They're working with Scottie Pippen of the Chicago Bulls. I mean, it just goes on and on. This is me with their CEO, David Broom. And I just want to give you an idea of the kind of people we invest in, all right? We invest in energy. We invest in vision. And David Broom came on our call about 2.5 months ago. And immediately we knew this guy was hot. By the way, they refused to meet with us 6 months ago because they didn't think we were big enough. They were talking with the big VCs, investing the big money. Then they saw what we were doing with our media platform and they said, okay, we'll talk to you guys. This is Orange Comet, one of our last hottest investment. And the one I'm going to show you after this is even hotter.
I never felt like I've left the entertainment industry and moving to Web3. I feel like I'm one that is trying to redefine it. If I don't sit there and go, that's it, man. That is fucking it. It's not walking out the door. If you feel great and you think you've done everything you possibly can, then you leave it to the world to determine if it's going to be successful or not. And that's what we're doing in Web3. We've been told, the movie studios to the Web3 industry itself, that there is no company in the world like Orange Comet now. We're looking to be a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. Period, end of story.
And I haven't seen anybody coming through Web3 the way you guys do it.
We got involved in an amazing project with a British boy. His name is Joe Whale. I think I have the opportunity with Joe to make the next Pixar type movie, and all off of the mind and the work of a wonderful 13-year-old artist.
How do you find the bandwidth to do all these damn projects?
If I set out to do something, I get it done. And I'm not gonna fail here. There's no fucking way I'm gonna fail. I don't feel like I've reached my potential, and that's what's driving me. Tell kids and even grad students, they've gotta find something that they believe in, first and foremost. You know, people say, passion's bullshit. No, it's not. It's not. It drives everything. It just does, man. Once you make that decision to do something and pursue something, and you gotta go, or you gotta get out. You don't know what tomorrow holds. Don't you wanna try and live out your potential, find the happiness? We need to find inside of each of us what ultimately is gonna make us happy, and try and pursue that.
We like David Broom. You feeling his energy? Come on, right? By the way, all those graphics were designed by them. Everything you saw there was designed by them, completely designed by them. All the Anthony Hopkins pieces, he didn't even have to sit for those photos. And they're selling these things out in like 77 seconds when they go live. I mean, and again, we are with them. They're going to become a multi-billion-dollar company. They're probably going to IPO next year. And like, we got in at a ridiculous price, right? Because we are cutting checks right now. Nobody else in the industry is cutting checks. A lot of people are licking their wounds from last year, not us. Plus, I created that video asset. So what do? That video asset was seen now over 100,000 times. What do they have? Customers, future investors. Now they got people that they can hire the best in the business. I'm introducing them to everybody I know in blockchain. We're taking their company to the next level. This is the value prop we bring with London Real Ventures, which is why we seal the hottest deals right now on the planet. Let me show you what else we're doing. We just invested in Swissborg, right? They're the #1 crypto wealth manager in Europe. They got 1 million people on their mobile app. They're going to be the NASDAQ of the blockchain. We're super excited about working with them. This is their 7-layer bank of the future. I've known these guys for 2 years. I've had them on the show. And again, this is a part of our infrastructure, because if we want to take our companies and list them on the exchanges, well, Swissborg's a perfect partner to list future tokens for Orange Comet, for AI companies, et cetera. We're literally building our entire London Real Ventures ecosystem right now, from infrastructure to media to AI to Web3. We're doing it right now in front of your eyes. Vadim is our latest investment. This investment is hot, hot, hot. And again, we got it in an incredible price. Just dropping our press release coming out next year. They're working with customers like Google, customers like Slack, customers like Verizon, customers like PepsiCo. They're building metaverses for these companies. Once you see a demo of their stuff, it's absolutely mind-boggling what they're doing. Again, we saw this company and we were like, our jaws dropped. By the way, they wouldn't talk to us 6 months ago. Then they saw what we were doing and they came back and they're like, yeah, we'd love to partner with you. Just gave these guys $600,000. Boom, we're off to the races with them. And again, this is the kind of deal flow that we're seeing. We couldn't be more excited. They did an amazing FIFA deal with Frito-Lay where they attracted customers, build a metaverse from scratch. I got a whole video here, but I'm going to save it because I want to show you this hot deal I'm talking about. But again, we are there on the front lines. By the way, their CEO is going to be here next month. We're going to blow him up on the show. We're already introducing him to people, getting them more funding. This company could be the next PayPal. I mean, it could be that big. I mean, it really could be that big. You know, it could be literally, it could be something worth hundreds of billions of dollars. So that's the kind of things that we're looking at. And of course, now I'm going to show you the hardest artificial intelligence project in the world. This is something that's very special. I've never shared this with anyone yet. You get to see it first. Please keep this to yourself. If you're interested, I'll show you how you can get involved with this. All right. This is something that just came across my desk, and I'm going to show you why I believe this is the OpenAI killer. If I had a chance to invest in one AI project the rest of my life, it would be this one. And quite frankly, this might be the only one that I can significantly invest in. So guess what? It kills two birds with one stone. And we're going to be trying to put a major amount of money in this thing. And it's closing very, very soon because days matter on this. Let me tell you what it's called. It's called Zarka. All right. It's a supercharged, intelligent, neural symbolic large language model from our friends at SingularityNet at massive scale. This is what they're coming back with, and they're coming back hard. And I'm going to show you all about it. First of all, it's got a sick management team. Ben Goertzel, chief scientist, Jan Adams, their co-CEO, who's going to be on the show Tuesday at 10 a.m. And of course, Sergey, one of the smartest guys in AI, is their co-CEO. A whole slew of product development people that have been working in the AI industry for decades. All right, they are well positioned to take this to the next level. This is the opportunity. Obviously, we see the rise of generative AI and large language models, right? ChatGPT is blowing people away. 13 million people per day are using this thing, okay? It understands images as well as text, all right? The possibilities are limitless. So we all know the opportunities there. But here's the problem with today's large language modules. People pay attention, all right? Pay attention to what I'm saying now, okay? These models have no ability to reason in complex real-world environments. All they can do is look at all the text that's ever been written and predict the next piece of text. They're not smart. They're not intelligent, okay? Also, these LLMs, look at my next circle. They don't know when they're wrong. That's a real problem. All they do is they memorize instead of thinking, all right? And that's a real issue right now that we're having here, okay? That's the problem. Let me tell you the solution. The solution is neuro-symbolic AI, neuro-symbolic AI, all right? What is that? They can meta reason beyond the experience learned from the trading data. This is crucial. This is why Ben Goertzel looks at LLMs and he said, no, you guys are going to a dead end. Yeah, it's an amazing trick. It's a parlor trick. It does good things, but it's never going to be AGI, which means human level intelligence. Okay. So that's what they can't do. All right. All they do is they simply repeat patterns of the past. That's not going to help us. Okay. Now, neurosymbolic AI can start doing things. They're going to disrupt every single industry on the planet, and it's a giant step towards artificial general intelligence. Does everybody here know what that means? AGI. That means an entity that can get smarter and fix itself and get smarter like humans. It gets scary at that point. Okay. LLMs can't create AGI. This comes close to it because this is what Ben's been working on his entire life. Okay. And the beautiful thing is this model escapes monopoly. Folks, pay attention to the bottom part. It's crucial because this distributes it in an open way where all of us can access this in a decentralized manner. It's not a black box. It's not owned by one of the major tech companies in Silicon Valley, because you know that absolute power corrupts absolutely. This is a real problem. They're also involving this super smart contract ecosystem. By the way, Singularity Net has been on the blockchain for 4 years. They understand smart contracts. They understand how to engineer all of this in an open form. And they want to include a diverse, inclusive global user base across the planet to train this AI. We've already seen ChatGPT go super woke. It goes crazy, right? All these strange values that doesn't represent the entire world, that's a problem. And finally, it affects a zero-level tech threshold, truly democratizing access to technology-generated wealth. This is a game changer, folks. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is their roadmap. They're raising money right now because they have to spend big on technology. GPUs are what you need to process these LLMs. You need a lot of computer tech, and you need people is what you need, and you need resources. This is their unique selling proposition. Dr. Ben Goertzel is known as one of the leaders in AGI, right? That's general intelligence, okay? And they've been working with this incredible Sophia technology, right? These robots. They have deep expertise in scaling these deep neural networks, right? And they really understand this neural symbolic methods. They believe they're way ahead of anybody at OpenAI. OpenAI is great at LLMs, narrow AI. They do not have this deep knowledge that Singularity Net has. This cannot be replicated anywhere else. I'm telling you, folks, I've talked to the experts. I've watched everything going on out there. I've seen the pitch decks. I've never seen anything like this. And they have the ethos that is congruent with London Real. This is the target market. We're talking $54 billion of revenue in 6 years and annually 20 billion after that. I mean, folks, like, this is massive, massive multiples, okay? And this is Janet. This is me and Janet. We're hanging out on Wednesday. She's a good person. That's one thing I like about her. Yeah, that matters to me. She's a good person. And so is Ben. They have the right intentions. And that's so important when we train our AIs, because our AIs are going to do what we do. Just like my kids are going to do what I do. If they see daddy being a jerk, then they're going to be jerks. Same with our AI. These are people that have the right values. They've been doing things right for the last 10 years. And so she's going to be here on Tuesday at 10 a.m. dropping science on me. But does this have the chance to be the next 1000X? Easily. With those numbers, easily. So that's what's happening right now. And that's why I think it's the hardest artificial intelligence project in the world. How many people here think it's pretty hot? Come on. I'm telling you, folks, I couldn't be more excited about this. So that's why we bring in London Real Ventures. So we're going to be playing a major role in raising money for them because we know them and they know us and we trust each other and we have all of you. What I'm going to be doing is teaching you how to invest. And if you don't know, that's what we do here inside London Real and London Real Ventures, and I'll show you how. First of all, if you want to do any of this, I'm a big firm believer that you need to upgrade your peer group, all right? So if you want to come on this incredible ride and learn how to invest and rub elbows with some of the entrepreneurs that are changing the world, you're going to have to upgrade your peer group, all right? Because I believe you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Raise your thumbs if you think I'm right. Do you think you're the average of the 5 people you spend time with, right? And who are you hanging out with? Who are you hanging out with? Your friends and your family? Are they high performance people? Are they creating the next $1 trillion company? No, they're not. You need to upgrade your peer group. How do you become the best? You surround yourself with the best. That's what I do, and that's what we do inside our investment club. And that's why I took my daughter to Boston last year, because I wanted her to be surrounded by the best. I'll be honest, in London, she's a big fish in a little pond, right? And that's why I got her to Boston. And now she's being challenged by some of the best in the world. That's why I went to MIT, to be surrounded by people that are much smarter than me. That's what I wanted. That's what we want to do in the future. That's why I have people like Marianne is in my investment club. Marianne Bartels, 35-year Wall Street veteran. She was the chief information officer for Merrill Lynch, Bank of America. She was a founding member of our investment club. She invested, by the way, in Swissborg. She invested in Batum. She invested in Orange Comet. Some of our biggest investments came from her. She's one of our go-to people. She knows what the Federal Reserve is going to do before the Fed knows what they're going to do. I don't even ask her how she knows. She understands interest rates, inflation, stock markets, bond markets, everything. And she's on our calls and she's constantly giving us advice and deal flow. By the way, she just started a podcast, I think thanks to our inspiration, and she's out there crushing it. This is the kind of people you get to hang out with in our investment club in London Real Ventures. The next is Andrew Haynes. He is a metaverse expert. This is the mansion he built in the sandbox. This is his NFT gallery in his metaverse. He owns over 700 NFTs. He also belongs to one of the top executive training universities in Switzerland, hangs out with some of the top AI scientists in the world. He's also one of the members in our group that's constantly bringing us deals and giving us feedback on the deals that we're seeing. This is Dr. Anko Patak. This is his YouTube channel he created from scratch. A year ago, he was in medicine. Now he's a head of our investment committee. All right. He's got a YouTube channel that he created from nothing with hundreds of thousands of views. The other day, he got offered $100,000 in free tokens to be an advisor for a company. He turned it down because he's got better offers than that. These are the kind of people you need to be spending time with. We've got 60 of these high-level people in 25 countries around the world that are part of my investment club. They all bring in deals. They all bring in deals. Encore brought us the Orange Comet deal. This guy here brought us the Orange Comet deal. All right, because he's out there at the conferences and every single member does. So if you join my investment club, I don't give you a fish. I teach you how to fish. I'm a fan of that. I don't want you looking at me for deals. I want you bringing me deals. So when you join my investment club, I teach you how to invest, and you can be using this for the next 30, 40 years. You can go create your own fund if you want, but I want to teach you how to do it. And that's why I created my investment club, because in December 2021, we started investing in early stage deals, pre-sale tokens with Cross the Ages. Sammy, you saw him earlier. And I had studied finance at the MIT Sloan School of Management, probably the best MBA school in the world. I worked on Wall Street. I worked in the city of London, top levels of international finance for 15 years. And yet this stuff terrified me. It scared the shit out of me, these deals, because these are pre-sale tokens. There's staffed agreements. Everything's super complicated here. And so I thought, after I did my first deal, I said, the hell with this. I'm going to teach this, because nobody is teaching this in the world. The bankers would never teach you this because they're making too much cash, right? Nobody is teaching this. I challenge anybody to find anyone teaching pre-sale tokens or early stage investments in blockchain, AI, metaverse. Nobody is, but we are. And I'm giving you access that I get deal flow to my media channel to you when you join us. And that's why I decided to teach this thing. So our investment club is an application only. We accept 10 people every quarter to get this deal flow. It's 3 months of intense coursework. It's 12-month program, but no one's ever left. It's been lifetime for everybody, because I want everybody to stay in this group forever, because the bigger we are, the stronger we are. The more money we have, the more deal flow, the more knowledge. So far, it's a lifetime deal. Every single week, CEOs come and pitch us. Janet will be on the call next Thursday, by the way. We have a private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow. Plus, we give you an entire year of our Kings of DeFi, which is our advanced blockchain training course. So you understand the metaverse, you understand Web3. Our first call, by the way, is next Thursday, April 13th, 7:15 p.m. This is me teaching. People all over the world join this. We have an incredible, incredible group. I've never, ever had such a great group of students in this. No one's left this group because it's that special. We do real-time learning because this stuff constantly changing. So I'm constantly reteaching as the markets move. When crypto goes down, equity goes up, right? When regulation comes in, we switch to other vehicles. I also change my shirt and tie combos. Do you like my colors, Sue Ellen? Come on, you like that? Come on, Sue Ellen, you got a favorite? I like the red shirt and the blue tie. You like that? Right. Not everybody likes my colors. Yes, I do choose them at random, by the way. And these are the modules. Okay, module 1, I break it down. What is a blockchain AI metaverse pre-sale? How do we do these deals? I want to explain it to you. Module 2, what is a stacked or a safe? Has anyone here heard of a stacked or a safe before? Thumbs up. Any thumbs up here? I don't even see any thumbs up. This is crazy. I can't believe they're not teaching you this stuff. A SAFT is a sale agreement for future tokens. This is how you buy those tokens, like the Solana, for 4 cents each, right? I show you how to sign these legal agreements. They're kind of complex, but I'll show you. They're not that complex. I've been signing derivative agreements since I was 22 years old in 1993 for Bankers Trust. I'll show you how to do this stuff. It's not complex. The bankers want to make it complex. By the way, has anybody here ever heard of someone having to be an accredited investor in order to invest in the deal? Thumbs up if you've heard that term, accredited investor. This is how the poor stay poor and the rich get richer, because Wall Street literally says you have to be rich to invest in these deals, right? But we show you how to do it. Module 3 is deal flow part 1. I show you how to find these winners. I teach you the 5 T's of due diligence. Team, Traction, technology, tokenomics, terms and conditions. I show you how to evaluate these protocols in 10 minutes to find out whether it's hot or it's not. Deal flow part 2, module 4. I show you how to get the deals. I show you how to go to a conference. I show you how to attend a conference. I show you what to wear. I was in Paris, and Carol, one of our students from California, flew to Paris. She spent 2 days talking to companies. She came back with 16 pitch decks from these companies. She's hot. And I showed her how to do everything, how to dress, how to use Telegram. Don't bring your business cards. Nobody brings business cards anymore. That's for old people, all right? Module 5 is how you nurture these early stage investments. Once you give them the money, it's not over, folks. We got to turn these things into $100 billion companies. So we got to keep working them, keep introducing them, get them more money, get them more customers. And module 6, how do we exit and get the cash so we can put it in the next deal and then the next deal? That's how we create generational wealth in the course of a few years. Would normally take you 20, 30 years. We're going to do it in 2 or 3 years. We're going to show you exactly how to do that. We've got private Telegram groups. We got private Discord groups where we keep all of our pitch decks and deal flow. And here are the details. First live call, April 13th, next Thursday, 7:15 p.m. We've got only 3 spaces left because these things are going so hot. When I mentioned to people this AI deal, we just had someone buy it this morning. So we've got 3 spaces left. We are oversubscribed. We're always oversubscribed. The investment for this, and this so far is lifetime membership in our investment club, is a $50,000 investment. 4 of our students said, Brian, you should double the price. And so we're going to double it actually on our next cohort. So if you join or you get to join in July, it'll be 100,000. It's a significant investment. I understand that, but it's a significant return. You will never see deals like this in your life. And that means you'll never see returns like this. So that's the way it is. Again, Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, once said, he said, a poor person says, I can't afford that. A rich person says, how can I afford that? Again, if you put $10,000 in Facebook, you'd have 23 million. How can you afford this? How can you take part in the greatest wealth creation event in human history? Okay. Also, our investment opportunity is closing soon. This ARCA deal will close very soon, and you will miss it if you're not pulling the trigger. By the way, we had a special investment opportunity on our last class that you might have seen. This is the SAFT agreement, by the way. It looks like this, pre-sale token purchase. The day after we invested, it was up 466%. So my students made 5X in 1 day. They made $300,000 in 1 day. Now look, 5X isn't, it's not 1,000X, but it's not bad for a day's work, right? Anybody here want to make 5X in 1 day? Come on. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye, right, Suhan? That's what my grandma used to say. And this is Jen. And Jen said, Brian, look, I got to make this video for you because people have to know what's going on. And I just want to play this for you really quickly. This is Jens. He's one of our founding members. He is the one that when he saw the Vadim deal, he said, Brian, I need to make a video for the class. And I was like, why, Jens? Everybody's investing in the Vadim deal. Like 50 people are putting money in. He's like, yeah, Brian, but if 100% of the people don't put money in, he said, something's wrong here because I think this is the next PayPal. And so, Jens went in there and he said, Brian, I want to make this video. So this is Jens. This is what he said to the team.
Why should you join the investment club? And the next obvious question is, can I afford to join the investment club? My name is Jens Krautscheid and I am an active investor in stocks and companies since age 14. And risking of stating the obvious, I'm German. Also, I am one of the founding members of the investment club. And I consider my decision to join the investment club as one of the best investment decisions I ever made and I ever will make. Why? We all had this pub talk, this talk at the dinner table where we complained about our hustle we have to do daily. We complained on the workload we have and we try to top up each other who has more stress, who is more hustling. And then sooner or later someone says, well, if I would have been an early stage investor in PayPal, I would be so rich. Or if I would have been an early stage investor in Microsoft, I would be so rich. And this is nice. This is really nice. But let's be honest. If you would have had the chance back then, 1992, to invest in PayPal, would you have pulled the trigger? Would you have invested? quite likely you wouldn't have, because you couldn't assess the situation, you couldn't value the situation enough. In the investment club, we get these offers on a daily basis. We get the next papers on our table. And then we have a team of 50 people, 60 people, of a growing community of people who will do these assessments. And they will say, do this, buy this, this is the way. And then we buy this. And the next question is, can you afford to join the investment club? And the question really should be, can you afford not to join the investment club? Times are getting tougher. AI is taking over. And in what company you want to invest? In which AI company do you want to invest? Do you want to invest in the ones who do the fridges? Or do you want to invest in an early stage Coca-Cola who uses the fridges? It's up to your decision. I tell you now, invest in the investment club and be part of our fabulous, wonderful group. My name is Jens Krautscheid, and I wish you the best decisions of them all.
We like Jens. He's pretty cool, right? He's amazing. A lot of really good energy. And look, the whole club's like that. It's just full of amazing people that just have that vibe. Everyone wants everyone to win, but everyone also wants everyone to show up and do amazing things. So look, I just want to finish with a couple things. Marianne Bartel is our Wall Street expert. When she first joined the course over a year ago, like 16, 18 months now, she said, Brian, it only takes one. I said, what do you mean, Marianne? She's like, I know people that invested in Uber. I know people that invested in PayPal. It took one investment changed their life forever. And that's the truth. And so look, my final thoughts are this: don't let 2023 pass you by. Learn early stage investing now, because it's going to be here forever. What I'm going to teach you is going to be here forever. Liquid tokens and publicly traded equity have limited gains. I'm sorry, but your Bitcoin you bought on the exchange and the Tesla shares you bought are not going to do a 500x. They're not. You can learn from active investors for just $50,000. It's a significant investment with a massive ROI. And just recently, Martini said, Brian, we got to have a payment plan. I said, hell no. And she said, come on, Brian, let's do this. We're missing good people that we need in this course. So as of now, for $10,000 a month for 5 months, you can get in, which means for $10,000, you can actually invest in our AI investment next week. And you get the best deal flow in the world, potentially for life. This is crazy, Martini. Let's double this price sooner than later. For life? Come on, this is ridiculous. And every deal we see now is the hottest deal we've ever seen. Like, we can't, our minds are boggled. We saw Swissberg, we were like amazed. We thought Orange Comet, we were blown away. We thought Batum, we were blown away. Now we see Zarkon, we're blown away. Every single deal is the hottest deal we've ever seen. And we're gaining momentum now. And now we're investing with the big boys and the big girls all over the world. So that's what I would say, folks. If you're interested in the investment club, let Martini know. I just want to say a couple things before I go. If you want to be successful in any of these marketplaces, you need 3 things. You need education, mentorship, and community. And look, if the investment club might not be your thing, then we also teach the basics of crypto and blockchain and Web3. So we've got a program that takes 4 weeks and we can get you through all the basics. And our next class actually opens up next Tuesday in about 4 days. It's 4 weeks, it's 4 modules, it's invitation only, but you can apply. And it's 8 hours of live calls with me, my triple tiered accountability system. You got dedicated coaches, team leaders, assignments, an amazing community of people around the world. You'll know the rest of your life. We really know how to teach here. We're really good at it. And that's at londonville.tv/DeFi if you want to apply. I'll take a look at your application tonight and we'll get you in right away if it works. Again, just for the details, in the first module, we teach you the entire history of crypto. You'll read the Bitcoin white paper. We'll take you right up to the latest developments with the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade. Next, we teach you to get into the arena, get your stable coins, get your Ethereum, your Bitcoin, get your centralized exchanges. Then you get your hot wallet, your cold wallet, and you actually execute a decentralized finance trade. It's amazing. Week 3, we go heavy with yield swapping, liquidity pools, and you'll buy an option on crypto. Yes, I teach options trading because I used to trade derivatives in the city. It's an important part of understanding. And of course, in week 4, I show you how to trade and position your portfolio for the future. From everything I learned sitting next to some of the greatest traders in the world, but I teach it in crypto and Web3. So that's happening. You can be part of the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history, and this will give you a great foundation if you ever do want to join us in the investment club, because we're investing in Web3 companies all the time. Again, it's LondonReal.tv/DeFi. And I got a bunch of bonuses I want to give away if you apply tonight. I got a 2-hour video of a private event I did with Dan Pena at the Ritz Hotel in London. I got banned from the hotel after the event because he was swearing so loud. We had 2 billionaires in the room, and we'll give you this video as a bonus. About $100 million was created on the back of this one day alone because one of the members did an IPO on the back of it. So we'll give you that for free. I'll also give you bonus module 1 of our Kings of DeFi program, which is our advanced crypto and DeFi program that comes after my 4-week accelerator. And it shows you how to basically trade like the Terminator and lock in your rewards. I show you how all that's done with this free module. I also give you one of our investment club module 1, which is how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 simple steps. And of course, just so you know, the Crypto and DeFi Academy, look, it's not for day traders. It's not for people who want to get rich quick. That's not what we do here. It's not for crypto academics. It's really for people who are serious and they want to go on this adventure. We have a 10-year horizon for building wealth here in this space. And if that's up for you, then it's LondonReal.tv/DeFi. Last thing I want to say is if you're not in the investment club level and you're not looking to buy a jet, if you're not in the crypto and the Kings of DeFi level and you're just starting off with your mindset, we have a brand new program that's been a tremendous success called My Wealth Accelerator. It's an amazing program. And it's basically learning how to create that generational wealth in 6 simple steps. We really change your mindset. We reprogram everything you ever thought you knew about money. Then we get you to 10x your revenues, cut your costs, and putting together a 12-month action step to literally change the game when it comes to money. I believe the primary difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they manage fear. Just give me thumbs up if you think I might be right on that. It actually comes down to that. We show you how to pull the trigger and take action. And we've got an amazing, amazing class. Our first group just went through and they're just loving it. It's amazing. Again, it's 1 hour with me every single week live. I don't miss anything, any calls. It's 6 incredibly detailed modules packed with the best stuff in the business, my triple tiered accountability system. All my team leaders and community managers are there. This is what the class looks like when we get them together. Amazing people from all over the world that just love to push themselves. And of course, this is what my modules look like. First, I get you to recognize the trap, admit you live in the matrix and plan your escape now because we've all grown up where we don't understand money. Then I teach you how to start attracting money in so many different ways. Then I teach you how to 10x your revenues because poor people work for money and rich people make money work for them. I show you how to slash your expenses. Then I show you how to master investing. I teach you about stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities. I teach you about blockchain and crypto as well, a little bit. And then we just fucking do it. And we take action with a 30-day action step and a 12-month plan to get you to the next level. So that's what we do. You can check that out at LondonReal.tv/wealth. This is our ecosystem of wealth. This is what we're doing for the next 10 years. I really want to change the game. I want to make my members $1 billion over the next 10 years, maybe 10 billion is my plan. So if you're part of my crew, I want to make you wealthy because I believe that health is wealth. And I think it all goes around and comes around. So my question to be is, what are you scared of? The best investment you can make is to invest in yourself. And with my Wealth Academy, you can start as little as $4.99 a month. Or if you want to swing for the fences and create generational wealth, join the investment club with one of those 3 spaces that's left. And look, my favorite movie, Wall Street, is when Bud Fox, the young trainee, is about to go see Gordon Gekko. And he looks in the mirror and he adjusts his tie and he looks at himself and he says, life all comes down to a few moments. This is one of them. Well, if you're watching me right now, then this is one for you. Time to make a decision. Or as my mentor, Dan Pena, would say, it's time to nut up or shut up. And you can either pull the trigger and join us in some capacity, or you can keep on with those excuses like Jen was talking about. And you can tell it to somebody who cares, but I'm not going to be one of them. Oh, yeah, I heard Brian talk about AI back in 23. Yeah, you can tell your grandkids that. Are you going to let life continue to pass you by for the next 10 years? Or are you going to just say enough is enough? I'm sick and tired of being poor. I'm sick and tired of missing out on these investments. I'm going to pull the goddamn trigger and I'm going to be a part of this. I've been doing this for 12 years. Okay. 12 years I've been doing London Real. All right. I've spoken to 1,000 of the greatest people in the world. My shows have been watched 1 billion times. Right. My London Real Venture has been around for 2 years. We're seeing the hottest deal flow in town. I've got 60 people that have joined my investment club. Join us and come in for the big win is what I would say. And so now I'd love to go for questions and answers. Thank you so much for the time. Was that helpful for everybody here? Did you learn something tonight? Yeah, that's all I want really when I do these things. I just appreciate everybody spending a Good Friday with me and had their Passover and their Ramadan or whatever you're celebrating. Then I really appreciate it. And hopefully you learned something. I'd love to answer some questions, but before I do that, let me just get Martini here just to tell you, if you're curious about any of this stuff, Martini is the gatekeeper for our high-end programs like the Investment Club. She actually has to approve you. So if you're interested in this, you need to pitch yourself to Martini as far as how you would be a good addition to this club. Like I said, she makes the rules. I'm just the guy they stick, in the suit and tie and stick out front. So Martini, I was wondering if you could tell them, she's our director of operations, how they can get in touch with you if they're curious about taking things to the next level.
Yes. Well, thank you everyone for deciding to spend a good portion of your Friday with us. Hopefully you got encouraged and got inspired with all that Brian shared today. I know I most certainly am. And one thing that I've definitely learned is that AI is the future, and the future is here and now. So instead of rejecting it, this is the time to really invest in it and be a part of something so innovative and so, I would say, fun, but definitely just to be a part and invest in your future, guys. Now, the beautiful thing is that we are in the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history right now. And they always say that the bear markets are, they always create millionaires as well as billionaires. And the thing is that they were tapped in to a network, and they were tapped into different resources to be able to build wealth. And now we have the opportunity to be tapped into that same exact well of wealth, right? So what I would definitely say is to start thinking and to start moving and to start being and acting as the wealthy do. And that is really getting yourself strategically aligned with a community of people who are tapped in to this well of wealth here, right? And so right now we are in a buyer's market, and we're all about the deal flow. So invest, right? And the things that you need to invest in are one, your education, two is going to be your community, and three is going to be early stage projects. Okay, so we have an amazing group of people who are out there every single day getting deals like Orange Comet, getting deals like Vadim, getting deals like this new one that Brian brought in, which I cannot wait to hear about on Thursday, right? So be a part of this amazing stuff. And if you are in the beginning stages and don't know how to invest, that's totally okay. We are here to walk you through step by step, to learn how to invest, to learn what you're looking at, to learn how to go and source these deals and how to make more savvy decisions. There's nothing like being on your own. Number one, you wouldn't have access to these type of things if you weren't tapped into a community. But if you were, there are quite a few people who try to figure these things out on their own, and they lose out on a lot of time and most of all money making investments that they don't really know. You don't really know what they're doing, right? So why not join a community of people and learn, tap in, and be with some high level people who are wanting to invest on a very high level for their futures. So I went ahead and put some links inside of the chat for you guys to connect with me. And one, I have a couple of my own terms and conditions before you decide to connect with me. And that's number one, go ahead and take a look at the Investment Club page. And it's going to give you full details of everything that entails the club, right? So what you're going to be learning, what you're going to be experiencing, and how we can best support you. So if that's your jam and you still want to go ahead and connect after reading the page, which I think you will, go ahead and book a call with me, okay? So if you are wanting to go ahead and book a call with me, I only want to speak to people who are serious about investing. I don't want to hear, I'm going to invest, in 6 months from now or next year. It seems like a good idea. No, I want people who are ready to pull the trigger now, because these deals are not going to be lasting forever, at least the ones that are recent right now. So we want to get you ahead of the curve, and I only want to talk to people who are serious and are ready to pull the trigger and join us now. The next thing is, if you don't see a time available, because I know that we're spread out all over the world, I'm up all hours of the day and night, and I'm happy to connect with you guys according to your time zone. So the best way to get a hold of me and the fastest way is always going to be through Facebook Messenger. So go ahead and send me a Facebook message and just say, hey, Martini, this is where I'm from, and I'm available at these times, and I'll do my best to rearrange my schedule to connect with you. Okay. So of course, and there's always email, but like I said, Facebook is always the fastest to get a hold of me. So guys, we loved having you here, but don't let it stop here. We want to see you on the inside. We want to support you, and we want to grow this wealth, this generational wealth, together as a team, as the London Real Army. So be sure to connect with me, and we'll see you on the inside. And Brian, I actually do have someone who is on the line or in the call right now who just messaged me to say that she's in. So I have 2 spots available now. So let's go ahead and connect, guys, and we'll see you on the inside. Back to you, Brian.
All right, fantastic. Give it up for Martini. She does everything around here, and she manages our entire investment club, and also she invests alongside with the group as well. So it's fantastic. Thank you, Martini. Really appreciate that. And she's right. You can definitely get in touch with her and have some conversations with her, but only do it if you're serious, because she's super busy. We're way oversubscribed. So don't just do it to kick the tires. But if you're really genuinely interested, talk to her, but just don't waste your time, is what I would say. Look, I would just say to everybody, thank you so much for joining me tonight. There's a bunch of questions and comments, so I'll try to get back to people directly. All I would say is this: understand that you are not being told the truth about how to generate wealth. You're just not. And so unless you go out and seek educators, you're never going to really know what's going on out there, right? Because the people that make all the money in the world don't want you to understand pre-sale tokens. They don't want you to understand early stage investing, and they don't want you to have access to these deals. Like I said, the public are sheep, and sheep get slaughtered, and that's the way it's always been. This is an opportunity to change that. This is an opportunity to educate yourself once and for all, and hopefully your generations after you will also be educated. And that's what we're offering here. That's why we love what we're doing. We only invest in companies we're aligned with, that we think are going to make the world a better place, that are going to transform humanity in a positive way. And when it comes to AI, there's not many of these. And that's why this deal is very, very special. And again, we have personal relationship with these people, and that makes a big difference. So I would say, thank you so much for joining us. Whatever you do, get out there and invest in yourself, educate yourself, and try to get ahead of some of these technologies, because they're coming, and they're coming really fast, and they are a little scary. So we could really use as much help here as possible when it comes to investing and identifying these opportunities. So there you go. Bless everybody. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. We really appreciate you, and thanks for spending the time here. We look forward to seeing you in the Wealth Academy, or Crypto and DeFi Academy, or Kings of DeFi, or Investment Club going forward. And that's it. All right. Big love. Bless you all. Thanks so much. Bye.